If you watched the debate and you thought that we are less of a shit show than those two fucking guys, then you're listening to Not These Two Fucking Guys podcast. I'm Rock.
And I'm Archie.
Well, our opinions, they might not matter to some, but...
What are you doing in there?
It's a podcast.
Immature, crass, trashy. And those are their good qualities. These poor schmucks are a couple of IQ points away from eating paste. But when it comes to music, sports, and comedy, well, that's all they know. You're listening to
Not These Two Fucking Guys.
Not These Two Fucking Guys podcast.
Hey, yo, Rock.
Sup, dog?
I feel like we haven't spoken about some sports-related activities lately, and I feel the need for some the need for sports. So I feel like you have a little something to tell me.
Oh, there's plenty of shit to talk about.
Then let's go.
If you remember the whole one of our first episodes, we talked about the Houston Astros with the whole garbage can hitting incident. And
I do.
How Jose Altuve basically was their star, and he was
wearing a wire.
I think so, yeah. I'm going to give you a wild guess because I know you're not that much into baseball.
Okay. I don't say I'm not that much.
I'm a little bit into it.
Okay.
Just guess what his batting average was this year when he had no fucking garbage can being hit and knowing what pitch was coming and knowing that he was wearing a wire, I should say.
I think he's batting a hard 237.
219, my friend.
219? 219.
So, I believe the year in question,
okay,
when all this went down, he hit 316.
316, almost 100 points lower.
Now, that was the year he beat out Aaron Judge for the MVP, which was obviously bullshit.
Gotcha.
Unfortunately, the Astros are in the playoffs.
Yeah, but so are the Yankees.
Let's congratulate the Yankees. They just beat the Cleveland Indians 2-0 to go to the second round.
It's what they call in the janitorial business a sweep.
A sweep, yes.
Yes.
And this is definitely a different format this year. First round.
It's pretty crazy how the season was like 11 games.
Yeah.
And then
only 4 of them counted. It was weird. The Yankees are now going to play the Tampa Bay Rays, who've kind of owned the Yankees this year. So, but
gotcha.
I feel like things are going to change. In other news, our boy.
Real quick.
Yeah.
Is Johnson still pitching for the Tampa Bay Rays?
Where's Clark Johnson?
Not Johnson. What's his face?
Yeah, no, we're actually gonna wait until you know what the fuck you're talking about. So this could be a while.
That tall, lanky motherfucker with the mustache.
Randy Johnson.
Randy Johnson. What did I say? Johnston?
No, you said Johnson. Yeah,
that was right.
I mean, he never pitched for Tampa Bay, and I think he retired at least 5 fucking years ago. But
no, I know. I'm just like pulling your strings, the kids say.
Like pulling my cord.
No, but what year did he? Not what year did he retire? What team did he retire with? Not his original team, though. I believe.
No, he started off with Seattle. Then he went and kindly beat us, because I'm on the Yankees. We're on the Yankees.
Yeah. Well, I'm batting fifth.
Yeah, 2001 World Series when he was on the Arizona Diamondbacks.
That's right. When we were recording at
Ken Found Foundation.
Yes, in Tenafly.
West
Side Music.
Look at that.
Shout out to Alan Ducius.
Anywho, you know what? Let's look it up. When did Randy Johnson retire? Or would you call him Johnston? So Randy Johnson last pitched in 2009.
What were you doing in 2009?
Oof.
Not on a fucking great podcast. I'll say that much.
Didn't even know what a podcast was, my friend. For the San Francisco Giants. Interesting. He pitched 1 year for them.
See, I know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, definitely. You said Tampa Bay. Which never went anywhere fucking near there, but that's okay.
Sure.
So the Steelers and Titans game this week got postponed due to COVID. Right? Football just started. We're in week 3.
Week 3, and our Giants are 0-2. Our Giants, because we own them.
Yes. They're not doing so well. And I am winless in my 2 fantasy leagues.
Really?
Not a good fantasy general manager. So they're going to postpone that till later on in the season, which is weird. So already COVID is fucking with the season.
You want to know what? They should have just played the season and just called it an exhibition season the entire season. Like, you want to know what? Play it out. Have a good time.
See what happens.
Whatever happens, whoever wins gets a little more scratch. It's not like, you're the 2020 World Series champ. No, you won the 2020 season for baseball. For football, you won the 2020 season. But you know what I'm saying? Like, if games are going to get rescheduled, if games are going to get canceled, this means it's a whole asterisk on this whole fucking sport.
Well, it is. I mean, in baseball, so like the pitcher with the most wins in baseball had 8 because it was a 60-game season. It was the guy that the Yankees beat 2 nights ago, Bieber. He actually won the pitching triple crown. I want to say it's wins, ERA, strikeout. He had 8 wins.
8 wins.
Luke Voigt on the Yankees, first baseman, got the home run title, 22 home runs. DJ LeMahieu won the batting title for the Yankees. So he's the first. Now, obviously, it's going to be an asterisk next to it, but the first person in the modern era to win a batting title in the National League when he was with the Rockies, and then a woman with the Yankees.
Wow.
For my money, best player in baseball, MV fucking P.
MV fucking P?
MV fucking P.
What's his name again? Sounds familiar.
DJ LeMahieu. Plays second base.
I think his grandfather played for the Penguins. Mario LeMahieu?
Fucking God.
No?
I tell you what, though, those comedy classes, they're fucking paying off. Dividends.
It's just so good to see your face.
We got to say congratulations to our boy, our idol growing up.
Yes?
Donnie Arthur Mattingly, a.k.a. Donnie Baseball. Led the Florida Marlins to the playoffs. And they won 1 game. They're going to play the second game either tonight or tomorrow. He's going to win Manager of the Year in the National League.
I hope he does.
Phenomenal job with a young team. Phenomenal.
So Don Mattingly, I'm going to go back to 1990, I don't know, 3, something like that, 92. Yankees sucked. Pretty much 5th place every year, 6th place every year. Like that, remember?
Yep.
Don Mattingly, Dan Marino, always a bridesmaid. So he, one of his things that, a lot of first basemen do, right? Inning ends, running back to the dugout, throws a ball up to the stands. Maybe gets a ball from inside the dugout. They flick him a ball real quick. He'll flick one out. I'm sitting behind the dugout with Catala. Donnie Baseball, inning ends, fucking flicks a ball right at us. It's coming right. So fucking Catala puts out his hands to catch the ball. And I'm like, I got it. I come in with my one paw and I fucking knock the ball. And it falls back into the dugout.
You fucking idiot.
Some Yankee throws the ball back up again. But you don't see it. You don't see it. Like, you don't see who throws it. The ball just fucking flies back up again. The exact same thing happens again. Now, people out there don't know Mike Catala, but our friend Mike Catala. For this story, we'll call him Stats. Me and Stats were there. So the ball goes back into the dugout. Next thing you know, Steve Balboni walks out with a bat looking like, who the fuck keeps throwing the ball back into the dugout?
Steve Balboni.
That, sir, is my Donnie Baseball story.
Pretty funny. But I really think he's going to win National League Manager of the Year, and he deserves it.
Donnie Baseball, favorite player ever.
This weekend, UFC Fight Island 4 main event, women's bantamweight. Holly, the preacher's daughter, Holm.
Son of a bitch, that's a name.
Yeah, versus Irene Aldana. Gonna be an awesome fight. We're big Holly Holm fans.
We are.
Hoping to have her on the show soon.
Holly Holm Slice.
Holly Holm Slice. This is gonna be a great main event, and this is again, they're fighting on Fight Island. They're quarantined in an island in Abu Dhabi.
For some reason, for some reason, all I see is Ace Ventura yelling that he's got a spear in his leg as soon as you said that. All right, go ahead.
So last thing I want to talk about was the main event last week for the UFC.
They both have 5 losses, by the way, Holly and Irene.
Yeah.
So,
but let me tell you something. They both fought all top competition. They've never had easy fights.
Like our girl Liz Carmouche.
Yeah.
Never had an easy fight.
No easy fights.
No.
When you get to that level and you have a name like that, they don't just give you. It's not like boxing where you get like a tune-up fight.
Yeah.
But
if I had to put your life on the line right now, Liz Carmouche or Holly Holm, who's losing?
I think it'll be a tough fight. They got two very different styles.
Okay.
And we love them both, so we're not going to make a pick. How about that?
I just want to make a little sweat come off that nice round cheek of yours. Okay, cool. Next.
So the middleweight title was on the line last Saturday. Israel Adesanya, who's the champion, the last style bender, versus Paulo Costa.
Okay.
Paulo Costa is a fucking beast. If you look at him, he looks like...
But is he tough?
Like a goddamn bodybuilder, right? And listen, and you know, like I've told you before, and you learn quickly when you watch it, it's fighting. It's not bodybuilding. He's just built like a brick shithouse.
Okay.
Right? Israel Adesanya is a bit of a skinnier guy. Paulo Costa, his style, you know, essentially is, you know, he an aggressive striker, comes after you, pressures you, puts you up against the cage, beats you up.
He's jacked, bro.
Israel,
he's fucking jacked.
Love him or hate him, he's definitely a polarizing figure in MMA.
Yeah.
Israel Adesanya made Paulo Costa look like this was his first fight ever. That's how good. That's how good he was.
Really?
I think Paulo Costa may have overcorrected because he was very cautious. Like didn't come forward a lot, didn't pull the trigger. But Adesanya's striking is it's not. Again, I wouldn't call him a one-punch power puncher. He has power, both hands, both legs. He is so fucking precise. It's ridiculous. He made Paulo Costa, who's a world-class fighter, top of the weight class, made him look like he never, like it was his first fight ever. I couldn't have been more impressed.
Now, why on social media were they calling out his right nipple?
I think Adesanya's got some kind of. I think he needs a corrective surgery. It's like he has like a saggy pec. I'm glad that that's what you focused on on the fight and his fucking tit.
No, because some say that, you know, maybe I have a little bit of like a saggy tit.
Yeah, listen, yours are nice and perky, dude. Still,
thank you very much.
At the advanced age of 40, whatever the fuck you are,
I am just happy that someone recognizes something about me. Thank you,
Perky,
Carl Perkins.
And Adesanya, after he finished him in the position that he was in with ground and pound, he basically doggy style humped him. So he caught a little shit for that.
Got it.
And he was, Adesanya was still talking shit after the fight, still trolling him on social media because apparently Paulo Costa had said I guess a bunch of bad shit about him, but
Not nice stuff.
still bad. Not nice.
Not nice words.
Not nice.
Yeah. I say before the ring, you hype it up, you do your press. It gets into the ring. And like a lot of gentlemen and ladies, when the fight's over, shake hands, hug, good times had by all.
That's it.
And that's it. Well, if it goes past the fight, then it's like, all right, well, I mean, unless we're looking at some like,
Well, I mean, and for me,
Edgar Maynard trilogy thing going on, but
yeah. But for me, it's sometimes like, okay, all right, maybe they're hyping it for the rematch.
Yeah.
The fight wasn't close where it would even warrant a rematch.
Gotcha. So it wasn't
Paulo
even.
Costa thinks that there should be one, and again, I think maybe he overcorrected, and because Israel Adesanya is such a precise counter striker.
Okay.
I think Paulo Costa changed his game plan, and he didn't do what got him to the dance. But
All right.
I was so fucking impressed with Israel Adesanya. I'm gonna go have a fucking Tadal actually.
Oh, spicy or not?
No, I can't. I don't want to get fucking fire hoop again. Yikes. All right, Arch.
Ben.
I gotta talk to you, man. Super excited about our guest tonight from the mighty Superjoint, Philip H. Anselmo and the Illegals, and the most anticipated album that I'm listening to this year is N Minor is Mr. Steven Taylor. Come on.
What's up, guys?
What are you doing?
That's happening. I'm chilling on my back porch, man. Just catching the sunset right now, dude.
Very nice.
Nice. First and foremost, during this whole COVID-19 shit, how are you? How's your family? How's everybody that you know?
We're all hanging strong, man. It's pretty much business as usual around here, man. But after sitting this long, we pretty much have a tour lined up right now. So
There you go.
we're just chilling, man, just hanging out.
Nice. Glad you're safe. It's a crazy time. There's no Archie and I are in a band, so like we're used to like obviously like more hometown hero type shit, but playing out, but like
Yeah, man, we miss our friends, dude.
yeah, 100%. You can't do anything, man. You can't, there's no live music, there's no comedy, there's no nothing.
You can't miss your friends and your family, dude. What's up?
100%. So during this hiatus, what are you doing? Like you're writing music, you're playing. What are you doing?
I think the first 4 weeks I went bananas and I don't know, I wrote about 60 pieces of music over here and I was sending them off and I was sending like 5 a day to the guys. And I think I drove them pretty crazy pretty quick, man. So we slacked off the riff of the day thing and it's been like a riff a week or something, everybody's sending stuff in. So we got a pile of shit just brewing and, just whenever we can get together, we'll start hammering it out,
How does that usually work? Somebody comes up with a riff saying, hey, I got a riff. I got a piece together, almost a whole song.
Yeah, usually, I try to come with at least 2 pieces connected, a key change or time change or something. Just a presentable idea more than, just a riff or something, try to have a little piece of a movement or something together. But it just depends on what band it is too, with the Illegals, it's starting to be a little more where everybody's contributing, the first album was all, mainly just all Philip,
Okay.
The second album, it opened up a little bit. We had a few ideas we threw in there and, hashed out some stuff together. And I'm guessing the third record is probably going to be all these ideas we've been doing during the Corona lockdown, man, we'll see what happens.
Gotcha.
I think a lot, for musicians and any type of artist, there's gonna be a lot of creativity that comes out of this, right? Because you're cooped up, not much to do. You kind of like go back to your craft, do what you do.
Yeah.
Hoping. We're seeing what they're saying. Again, we're in New York and New Jersey where we are. It's like a hotbed of Corona, so they're like saying you're not going to see concerts till like 2021. We're like, what the fuck? Like, dude, like, that to me seems insane.
Yeah, it's insane, man. It's insane to me. You know.
Did you hear any word?
What's that?
Did you hear any word as far as anything that like?
No, I mean, we still have festivals lined up right now. I believe that haven't canceled yet for like, I guess late June, August.
Okay.
They're probably going to cancel here shortly. If you know, I can't see how they would probably go on, man. Unless something crazy just turns around, you know, all of a sudden.
Yeah.
But no, as far as I know, man, I'm locked down like everybody else, man. Just chilling.
So tell us, how did you get your start in music? What was your inspiration? What was your first jump off point?
Well, I guess I started pretty young, man. Some of my uncles, when I was really younger, were from out in LA, Long Beach, California, and stuff, and out in California. And they moved down with us in Louisiana, New Orleans for a while. You know, they came down to New Orleans and hung for probably, I don't know, a year or two. And they shacked up with us. And, you know, at the time, they were all into whatever was happening in the 70s, man. So there was, you know, all that stuff being played in my house. And I was just turned on to it at a young age. And I think one of the first records I bought on my own, I bought 2 or 3 records the same day. It was probably the double of triple album, the Kiss the Originals.
Yep.
There you go.
It had 3 or 4 albums: Hotter Than Hell, Dressed to Kill, the Originals, and what was that? I can't remember if there was another one.
Destroyer? Maybe Destroyer.
Destroyer, yeah, possibly. And that and Hotel California by the Eagles was the 2 albums that I remember buying as a really young kid in Walgreens and Gentilly people. So yeah, I was in a lot of introduced to a lot of that rock and roll, man, early on. Kiss was my thing though when I was a kid. You know, every kid around my age was fascinated with that. You know, yeah. That's what Drew was saying. You know.
Yeah, same here.
I was listening to Zeppelin, man. I was listening to Zappa. I was listening to Yes. You know, whatever those other dudes were playing around, man. I was getting turned on to it. You know.
I had my my Kiss jean jacket. The patches. I might be just a little bit younger, but I know that where we're from, it was rap was real big in like the 90s, you know, as far and I, you know, I love rap, but I was going to school with my Kiss my Kiss patches and they were like, what the fuck are you wearing? But I was like, yo, hey, I'm representing.
Nice.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. So that's where I started off with, you know, with that kind of stuff. And, I listen to all kind of stuff, man. I'm wide open to a lot of things, you know.
I mean, I think it definitely shows. Like, obviously, you go from the Illegals or Superjoint to N Minor, which I'm so super excited to hear that record. And it obviously it get pushed back. Is that what I just read?
It's never gonna come out, man. It's like. It's like, you know, it's crazy. To us, the songs are over. Some of the songs, Philip grabbed his ideas from even childhood or even, you know, Pantera, even younger, you know. And I had a few things that I was, you know, sitting on for a few years. And then how that came about was it was late night. I was just finishing up my Illegals tracks, and it was just me and him there, and Steve Berrigan, and we were wrapping things up. And I just grabbed the 12-string, or no, it was my arch top, and I just started strumming this piece I had. And man, it must have been. It was 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. You know, we were burnt. And he was like, what the fuck is that? He's like, go in there and record that right now. So, you know, I was like, all right. And, you know, I just went and kind of laid it down. And then right behind that, I gave him another one. So we had, I showed him, I laid down 2 right back to back, right after on a late night session. And then from there, it just kind of grew into a mountain of songs, man. And he started pulling some songs up and some reworking some stuff. And then we started writing. And the reason why it's taken so long to come to fruition is the story I'm telling you, how it started was just me and him. And we started grabbing all these songs and putting them together and recording them. But at that time, it was just me and him. And then we started incorporating other people into it. And then, you know, some members changed and whatnot. And finally, we got the group settled. But it took a while to get to that point. And then everybody started adding that little bit to it, so that we kind of had to like go and like redo the thing all over again, sort of, you know. What you're going to hear is like a mixture of stuff that we started on, and then the other guys came and added on top, you know, and made it what it is. And it just took a little while to get there because of the, you know, lineup changes and, you know, and then we started Superjoint right after that, you know, so getting it back together.
But you could say
there's just a lot of music going on at the same time, man. So yeah, it's just weird how the minor thing worked out, you know.
The roots of N minor definitely came organically, though. You could say.
It was like a spark that just, you know, started a bonfire, man. And when me and him got together and started putting that together, it just everything just, and even today when we get together. The songs just kind of fall out of the sky, man. They come out of nothing, and they come like that, you know.
Yeah.
And we pretty much have the second record already written, unless somebody wants to change some things or add some songs or whatever. But there's 13 songs already just sitting again, waiting to go. And like I said, it happened so easy that if we weren't in lockdown, we could probably already write the third or the fourth record, you know, just jamming. You know, we get together and jam, and like we'll jam more than we rehearse. So, you know, while we're there rehearsing, we'll come up with 3 or 4 songs, you know, while we're just there rehearsing. So it comes pretty naturally, man.
Well, I'll tell you what, the first time I heard, I believe it's On the Floor.
I
wanted to light up a big joint. And I just wanted to sit back.
So here's how that song started. We were probably tracking some other song on the album, and Kevin Bond took my 12 string and he disappeared for like maybe 45 minutes.
Okay.
And while we were tracking something else, he busts in and he goes, "Hey man, I got a song," and we recorded it, and that was that. And he wrote it just like that.
No shit.
Yep.
I was always fearful that, like, I remember Phil talking about like what this project was for like years. Like, you know what? I might not even release this fucking shit. You know, it's like, it's too different. It's too, and like,
yeah, I think that's part of the reason it took so long too. I think he's struggling of, you know, it is such a drastic change, you know, from anything he's done, but he's done mellow killer shit in the past, you know, so it's just an extension of that, really, you know. And yeah, I mean, I'm glad he's decided to put it out, and you know, I'm hoping it's going to be people are going to like it, you know.
I think no doubt people are going to love it. And, you know, I mean, you guys played maybe like a couple of shows, right? I looked clips online and
played 3 shows total.
Yeah. I mean, and it's so different. It's so cool. It's so like, it's
got a chill vibe to it.
Yeah. There's nothing like it out there.
Yeah. Well, cool, man. Yeah. That's always good to hear. I don't like being compared to anything really, but my roots from that come from the previous bands I was in the 90s, which was 16 Horsepower. And then I also did the first Woven Hand record, if y'all are familiar with Woven Hand.
Yeah.
I'm on Story and Pictures and a couple 16 Horsepower albums. And that's where I learned how to do alternate tunings and the slide thing, and, you know, just create like kind of haunting sort of eerie sounds, you know.
To me, I get like that. I don't know. To me, it gets like that open minor tuning.
That's what it is. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
what it sounds like to me, and I fucking love it.
Yeah, that's what it is.
You know, yes, eerie is a perfect way to describe it.
Yeah, and we, you know, we tuned down to C sharp, so it's open C sharp minor is what we're doing on a lot of stuff.
Yeah,
and I'll switch from major or minor, and you know, I'll capo around, and you know, if I get, what you call it, blocked on something, writer's block, or you know, pigeonholed into something, I'll change the tuning up. I'll go major, I'll capo somewhere, and then I instantly have a completely different idea going, and you know, it sounds completely different, and it's a go, you know.
So would you say that Uncle Phil would have the ultimate say as far as like you guys write some music and you know, like you might be jamming and be like, I like that, nah, I don't like that?
Well, definitely since I joined up, I mean, I've been here for a while, but I remember early on, one of the first early improvs we had, I don't know what the hell we were doing. We were doing something, man. And I was on bass at the time. And I guess I was fumbling around trying to find my way or whatever, you know. He got on me pretty quick. It wasn't anything crazy or anything, but he was like, man, you want to be in this band, you got to learn how to fucking get around, you know. So from that point on, it was like, all right. And you know, I just throw anything I have at him, and it either sticks or it don't. And
gotcha.
He gives me pretty much a lot of freedom to do that, you know. So pretty
That's
grateful.
awesome.
I mean, that's got to be an ultimate compliment that you're in, you know, he's so prolific with putting out music and you're in 3 of his bands. I mean, that's got to be the ultimate level of respect there that like, hey, you know, this guy believes in me.
Yeah. And he tells me that all the time, man. And he, you know, he sees something in me that I don't see in me, you know what I mean? And that's awesome.
You're being modest. Come on.
For real though, man, you know, he'll tell me some shit that, you know, even my father's never told me, man, you know what I mean? And it cuts me straight to the fucking heart, you know?
That's awesome.
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 So there's another tune that I heard. There's a long way to go.
That's a Philip song that,
okay.
That's one that he pulled from the past, you know, and reworked it. And I don't think we didn't really do too much to it, man. We just pretty much just retracked it. And, you know, whoever's in the band now added their little elements to it, you know, and that's a killer song, man.
Yeah, dude. I mean,
damn right.
With the minor record, and I say this all the time, not everybody's going to get it, but there's probably a song in there for everybody that's going to ring true to a certain person. It's gonna make you remember something in your past, or it's gonna make you reflect on something that's happening right now with you. There's something that's gonna that I think would hit everybody somewhere in the feels, you know.
100%. 100%.
And I can't wait to do the next one, man. I can't wait to track the next one, but.
I think by the time this is over, you're gonna have 10 albums worth of music.
I know, man. It's crazy. And it's like, is anybody ever gonna hear this shit?
Yeah, you're gonna have your double platinum album like this.
But yeah, right now I think we're focusing on the new Illegals record. So we're just like throwing a bunch of like, you know, Illegals riffs back and forth, and I think it's been a while since we put anything out. So right now, I mean, since with this lineup, I guess we're just trying to feel each other out and get the vibe going, get the vibe right, you know.
So with your Illegals, obviously you started off on bass and now you're guitar. So
right, I was on bass when Marzi was in the band. Yeah, I started out on bass, and I've never played bass before, man. It was the first band I've ever played bass for.
Oh wow!
And one of the first nights jamming, man, I learned the tunes with Blue and Marzi, and the first time we ever jammed, I went down there and we must have played the set 3 or 4 times, man, and just a solid probably 5-hour straight jam.
Oh wow!
we all looked at each other at the end of it, and I was like, man, I haven't done that since I was like, 20 years old or something, man. We were all just drenched in sweat, and it was like that old school vibe where you're in the room just jamming with your bros trying to hammer it out, against all odds, so it was killer.
So
Nice.
you came to our neck of the woods about a year ago, near us, New York, St. Vitus.
Yeah, it was a killer gig.
How was that gig, man? It was a Tuesday night in July.
Oh, it was insane, man. The place was packed.
Right?
Yeah, it was
I
great.
got to watch some of that online, and I really enjoyed it. What'd you take away from that gig?
Oh, it was awesome, man. It was that's right up my alley, man. I love shit like that. I love small clubs when it's just mayhem going on. That's what I like, dude.
Uh-huh.
So you have the small clubs, right? And then you have, which was obviously your guys' last tour,
The Slayer tour, dude.
Slayer tour. Holy shit!
Yeah,
Man,
Talk about that.
I miss everybody on that tour, man. Crew, bands, everybody on that tour dude. That was like, as a band, that was like utopia, man. It was insane, man. And totally grateful to those dudes for taking us out, man, and totally happy that they gave that opportunity to Philip before they went out, man. And now we live in a world without Slayer, man. It sucks.
Yeah, 100%.
If you don't mind, take me back to. Do you get a call from Phil? Listen, we're ready. Are you ready to go? We're gonna go open up for Slayer. Like, how is that phone call? Or do you get a text? How does that get laid to you?
Man, I think I guess it was just an email that came out and told everybody. I think we kind of was hinting to it because it wasn't like a big surprise or anything.
Okay.
We did a festival in Italy and hung out with him a lot, and it was pretty cool. And we were hoping for it, and when we got it, man, it was like, wow,
Yeah.
We're gonna play Madison Square Gardens. Are you fucking kidding me?
That's got to be somewhat of a bucket list as far as
man, that's a Lifetime Achievement Award right there, man. That's great.
That's so awesome.
And dude, every night my band killed it, dude. Every fucking night, dude. Super proud of everybody up there, man. It was awesome.
Listen, and we love Slayer, but they're smart motherfuckers that you guys went on first because you guys got the crowds in that fucking place early.
They were telling us, we were close to 80% capacity every night by 6 o'clock. We went on at 6 o'clock, and the place was only a couple of them, were some latecomers on a couple gigs, but for the most part, man, it was full on, dude.
Right on.
How is it playing over in like Europe to a sea of people and then coming to, you get a lot of respect in America for any band, that's at your level. But when you're playing into a sea of people in Europe at a festival, and then you're playing at like, even though it was cool, but like a St. Vitus bar, like, you're playing like fucking 200 people. Yeah,
but that's, that's an intimate gig, and it's that's a lot funner for me, I love it when there's no barricade, and people are like in your face, man. And, that's dangerous and that's rock and roll, man. Even though, there's some, there's some safety issues with that, and all that, and especially what happened in the past, with Daryl and others.
Yep.
Not exactly the safest thing to do, but from a hardcore rock and roll punk rock standpoint, man, it's like, it's awesome, man.
Yeah. I hear you.
It's like when they used to invite everybody up on the stage, it's just mayhem, dude. That's what I love. That's what I love about the shows, Yeah. And the big festivals are awesome, man. It's just a little bit different. You're playing to a sea of people, and that's cool and all. But you're like, you're at least 40 feet from the crowd, and they're usually like 20 feet below you, down below, So that part of it's a little strange, you know.
Gotcha.
And I feel like too, like again, those festivals, you know, there's many bands playing, right? So they may or may not be into your band, but when you're playing at a small intimate place like St. Vitus, those 200 motherfuckers are like living, dying, and breathing for what you are doing. That's
right,
it.
right. And you know, and you can feed off that energy, you know, and that's the main point is the energy in the room, you know, and that's mainly what I'm talking about, you know.
Yeah.
100%. So talk to us about, so you joined Superjoint in what, like 2014-ish? Is that right?
Yeah, whenever it gets a little foggy, but yeah, somewhere around there. Whenever the reformation, whenever they talked about doing it, it was around the Horror Fest. It was gearing up for that second Horror Fest, and you know, they said they wanted to throw it together, and you know, again, I just happened to be there, me and Blue, because we were doing some illegal shit or whatever, you know, and we were there anyway. So when they talked about it, it was like, you know, who's going to play drums and who's going to play bass. And I think they reached out to Hank, and I don't know what the issue there was, but I was like, look, I'll fill in till the dude comes or whatever, you know, I'll just sit here and jam with the band and let's rehearse, you know, and if he comes, then I'll step aside, you know, and that never happened. So I just, you know, stepped in and did the thing, you know.
Yeah.
And that was awesome too, man. You know. And then we started writing the record. You know, that was unexpected, and you know, and I wasn't there for most of that too, you know. So me and Blue would get up early and just start riffing out, you know, and until the guys showed up to jam, and we'd have some ideas kicking, and they'd get scrapped or whatever, and then we'd move on and find something that was hitting, you know. So yeah.
I felt like, and the record you're talking about is caught up in the gears of application.
Yep.
And that was like, it took everything that like Superjoint was kind of about and like took it to the next level. Like there's a lot of different layers in there, and that was like a you know, when that came out was super different, and like I feel like the scene needed that, man. I feel like just what you guys brought to it was awesome.
I think the response was a little less than expected, maybe, or I don't know if the record did as well as they anticipated, or I don't know what happened, but you know, I guess it got mixed, you know, reception, and we just never expanded on another one, you know, and everybody just kind of, you know, Jimmy started doing I Hate God, and then, you know, we just kept on with the Illegals, and then we started writing in minor stuff, which was, you know, it's basically all the same people just revolving to different bands.
Yeah. So is Superjoint retired for right now? Is that what?
I'm not sure. I never say never, man, you know. But we haven't wrote anything or discussed anything about any of that, you know. Not sure if it's a dead issue or not, man. I really can't. I can't say. I have no idea.
I'm curious how, like, oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Rock.
Go ahead.
No, I'm just curious as a musician standpoint, from N minor to Superjoint to the Illegals. Like, do you set yourself up with like you're your own business, and you're getting whatever the, you know, the however you're divvy it up, you divvy it up. But I'm saying, like, you're getting money through there, funneling money through here, money through here. Like you get paid like that way. Just curious how you get 3 bands, you know.
Well, even though I'm in 3 bands, like the minor stuff hasn't come out yet, so there's really no paycheck on that right now.
Yeah. Gotcha.
The Illegals, you know, we get paid when we're touring, and we're not touring right now, so you know the money stopped. And you know, same thing with Superjoint. You know, you get writing credits and stuff like that, and you hope for some, you know, decent record sales or whatever. But for the most part, it's, you know, touring is the way to make them.
Merch.
We make our money, you know.
Yep.
What was your first tour with Superjoint? Was it the one with Danzig and
The Blackest of the Black tour?
yeah?
Yeah, I think that was the first one, unless we did a short run before that or something. But yeah, that was cool, man. It was fun.
That was I caught that in New York City, and it was really fucking awesome show. Like really just
yeah, that was another good run, man. It was fun.
Blackest of the Black tour. Hell yeah. So when you guys made Caught Up in the Gears application, like what was the vibe? Like, you know, Archie had asked before, like everyone's like kind of bringing a little bit of a different thing. You know what I mean? You have some big personalities. You got Phil, you got Jimmy Bauer. Like, is it a total collaboration, or is it like, hey?
Yeah, like I said, me and Blue were there already, hanging at Phillips because of the illegal stuff, and then so you know we were gonna rehearse, and you know, like I said, whenever we rehearse, we end up by jamming and writing tunes, no matter what, you know, no matter what band it is, and even if it's not even music that we're going to use for anything, I'll come up with something, an idea, and then we'll get sidetracked for, you know, 30 minutes or whatever, and then we'll come back around or whatever. But we're always writing something and always trying to improvise, and I'm trying to always improvise with the guys or whatever. And so me and Blue would get there early, we'd be jamming out, and, you know, I'm thinking Superjoint, and he's thinking Superjoint, so we're trying to write Superjoint-esque, you know, punk rock riffs.
Yep.
And waiting for, you know, Jimmy and Kevin Bond to show up, which, you know, they'd show up around 3 in the afternoon, 2, 3 in the afternoon, but we're already ripping early morning, you know. And so we'd have some ideas and we'd work them out, and Philip comes around 5 and he'd scrap everything and say, it sounds too much like Superjoint.
All right.
You know, wipe the slate clean and start over again at 5, and you know that's what we did. You know,
yeah.
And you guys recorded that whole album at Philip's house.
Yep.
That Parazzu's Lair.
That one, the Illegals album, and Minor Records, all been done over there. Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
You got to wear different hats as far as, you know. Well, I'm sure it's premeditated. Like, you know, like I got this riff. All right, that's a Superjoint riff. I got this riff.
I got
an illegal riff.
Yeah, I got to make categories, man, because
yeah. It's like, you know, I got this riff for the Illegals. Hold on one second. Yeah, it goes like this.
Now I've got all these other piles, man, and you know they're everywhere. It's like I'm like a hoarder over here on riffs.
A hoarder of riffs.
A hoarder of riffs.
Do you ever occasionally write any riffs on a bass? Since you're predominantly guitar, right?
You know what? I used when I first, you know, when I was on bass with the Illegals and Superjoint, I would always, you know, have a problem with writing riffs on the bass. You know, it's like, it's just kind of like I said, I never played bass before, so it was sort of foreign to me. But then I started experimenting around, you know, and I came up with a few things here and there, and started, you know, I started using it and figuring out it's more of a percussive instrument, and I could beat the hell out of it, you know. And it sounds fucking awesome when you beat the hell out of it, you know. Yeah. And so I just started banging and pounding on that thing, and and just, you know, writing riffs around that sort of style and stuff. Yeah.
Cool. Because I'm always curious to know that, like, a person that's a musician that's like versatile between bass and guitar, like, what would they predominantly write on, you know? I
don't know. I'm not going to say I'm different than any other musician, but I guess these things are like more like tools to me to get the end effect. You know what I mean? Because I'll jump on the keyboard too, and I'll, you know, find the notes of what I need. And, you know, some of the I don't know if they kept my piano tracks and keyboard tracks, or some of them are probably still on there, but our keyboard player probably replaced what I had on there, but he probably stayed pretty true to what I had originally.
Yeah.
So it's like, you know, ends to a means, you know what I mean? If I need to jump on the keyboard and figure out this line, I'm going to get in there and I'm going to do it, you know? And same thing with the bass. And but I've always played guitar, you know, since a kid. So that was like my main instrument. So, you know, moving from that. And even guitar, you know, I'm not a shredder. I'm not a wizard on guitar. I don't, I don't have the whole fretboard figured out and shit, but I play by ear and I play by what I hear or what I feel. And a lot of things, like I said, just snap to me out the ether, man. They just come to me and they come in, and it just goes right through my hands to the fretboard. And that's what it is,
That's awesome. Rocky and I've been playing music for probably about 20 years in different bands. And this latest project that we do, he asked me to come, play bass. And I always tell him, like, thank you. I'm like, it's a nice basscation for me.
It's like it's vacation.
It's like a basscation.
Yeah, but I mean, it depends on, I guess, what style of music you're doing too.
Yeah.
I mean, if I was to go, hey, you play bass, come play this jazz club. It's
Fuck that. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
A Billy Sheenan or
Oh, it's funny about Billy Sheehan. The first, the first Illegals album, I think they were trying to get Billy Sheehan to play bass, or he wanted to play bass.
Really?
Oh yeah. And me and Marzi went to NAMM. I think it was a 2013 NAMM. It might have been 2012, 2013 anyway, but I met Billy Sheehan and he wanted my gig, man. But I was like, damn, I'm up against Billy Sheehan. It's fucked up, dude.
Yeah. There's people that play bass, and there's people that own the bass.
Yeah. I was like, I don't have a chance here, man. It's crazy.
I actually went to the I forget what year it was, the first housecore horror festival in Austin. Yeah. My wife got me like surprises for my birthday, and it was a fucking crazy experience.
Awesome. Yeah, it was fun, man.
Yeah. It was it was definitely something that I'll remember forever. And it was like, obviously horror movies, heavy metal music. It was just something to do. Like for everybody, there was like some kind of activity to do. It was like super, super cool. So,
yeah, man, I know they really want to do another one. It's just been, the guy who did the first one, he passed away at the end of that,
Corey,
man.
I can't think of his name right now, but.
Yeah, Corey. And we did the second one, and they really been trying to put another one together, and or really wanting to do it, but we're just trying to find a place to do it, and that accommodates everything. Like the Austin thing, it was awesome. The San Antonio thing was cool too, but everything was a little too spread out. You had to go way over there, and just the Austin one was perfectly set up. So that was killer.
It was great because you had like emos, and then Anton, whatever the fuck it was called.
Yeah.
It was like a little. It was almost like it was like what, like you call it like a strip mall almost.
Yeah, it was across from a strip mall. So all these little clubs were just like in the same parking lot, pretty much. You just get to bounce from one to the next. It was awesome. Yeah,
it was definitely super cool, and got to that was you guys are like fan interaction, like it was just really cool. It's not there's nothing like pretentious about it. It was like y'all are like part of like the people and hang out, and it was just really cool, man. It was probably one of the highlights of like any like concert or whatever I've been to. So
yeah, it was a good time, man. Definitely. But that was the first Horror Fest, right? That was the Superjoint played the first one, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yes. I might have said the second one earlier. I wanted to make that clear. Yeah, I just realized you said Austin, so yeah, the second one was in San Antonio.
So I always ask musicians, because I'm curious, is there, when you're off the road, is there means as far as gotta work? Fuck it, man, I'm off the road, gotta work, gotta make money.
Well, usually, up until last year, it was like that, and now it's like that again, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But last year we were real busy, man. We were on the road the whole year, so there wasn't really time to get a job in between. Like I said, we'd sit home for maybe 2 or 3 weeks, and then we'd start rehearsing for the next tour. Whether it was South America or Europe or running the states or whatever we were doing. And I kept us pretty busy, and kept the money flow pretty good. But now, everything's been shut down. So everybody's kind of scrambling. Don't know what to do at the moment,
Yeah.
So what do? You live in Houston, you said. So like when you're gearing up for a tour, you guys are obviously rehearsing at like Phil's place, right? So I mean,
yeah, everybody's from our drummer lives in Dallas. Mikey lives he's in San Antonio for the Illegals, and I'm in Houston. So we're all in Texas, and our bass player Derek is in San Diego. So we usually get together about a week before the tour and start jamming.
nice.
Not a whole lot of prep time, but we crank it in there.
It's funny how, because we'll do like we'll do like a fucking half-hour set, 6 songs, and we'll practice every Tuesday. But the big league guys, they're like, yeah, we'll get together. We'll get together for a couple days before they go to South America to play a show.
It's not the ideal thing to do.
So a place like that, like where would you, if you could right now, pick one of your bands up and go? South America, somewhere in the States. What was one of the most awesome fucking places that you've played?
South America.
Really?
All day long, dude.
For what reasons?
They just appreciate it more, or what?
They are insane, dude. I'm gonna tell you a story about South America.
Definitely.
Yeah. So the first time down there, we had to do a lot of flights, and we were flying to every show. We were flying on days of the show, and I can't remember. It was one of the first early gigs of our first time down there. I can't remember what city it was or whatever. One of the other guys will probably be able to tell you, but we were already a couple hours late for the show. We were supposed to be there like, I don't know, 4 in the afternoon, load in 2 in the afternoon to get shit going, and we were already late, and place was sold out, packed, the biggest gig of the whole tour. And the hours started clicking by, and we didn't get to the town till almost midnight. And these people have already been there for freaking hours, dude, probably 8 hours already. And the promoter, we were like, we're done, dude. We can't go do this gig, man. We're like, we're 8 hours late to the gig or whatever.
Yeah.
And the promoter's like, dude, the place is still packed. They're not going home. They're waiting for you. And, Philip was adamant about not going on. It was late, dude. We just traveled all day, and I just walked up. I was like, look, dude, the place is packed. People ain't going nowhere, dude. They're waiting for us, man. So if you want to do it, we're all ready to go, man. We'll do it. And sure enough, we went there and did it and lit the place up, man. I can't believe those people waited that long for us. I'm not going to wait. I'm not going to wait that long. I don't care who's playing, dude. I don't care if David Bowie came back to life when he's playing, dude. I'm not waiting that long, dude. I'm going home, dude.
Oh, that's great.
These people waited, and we hit the stage, and they went bananas, dude. It was the most awesome, fulfilling, thing ever, dude. It was awesome.
The Doors are playing with Jim Mart. I'm gonna go to sleep. No, I'm not really gonna.
Yeah, they're 8 hours late now, dude. I'm going home, man.
I tell you what, there must have been a sick connection for that show between the audience and you guys.
Dude, I can't even tell you. It was magic, man. It was magic. And we probably didn't play up to par because we were just spent, and
yeah,
no time to set up anything. And I remember we did a sound check with the curtains down.
Okay.
So when the curtains came up, it was like, where'd all the sound go? You know what I mean? So it was like one of those.
Uh-huh.
But our sound guy is awesome, and he made it sound great, and you could just tell from everybody was just loving it, dude. And nobody left the building, and the whole block that this building was on just had thousands people just out on the sidewalk, man, that couldn't get in. You know what I mean? It was nuts, man. It was the craziest thing.
That's fucking awesome. That's
How
awesome.
did you?
Yeah, I'll go back. I'll do South America any day.
That sounds dope. So what was your first introduction? Like, how did you meet Phil?
Well, I'm from New Orleans, so I ran with kind of the same bunch of friends, and we didn't really know each other, but I knew his guitar players, and I was hanging out with those dudes, and we just met in passing a couple times. And fast forward 20-something years later, man, I meet Marzi here in Houston, and me and him start jamming. And long story short, he brought me in on bass, and that's how I just fell into the fold.
Nice.
Right place, right time.
Yeah, it took a while to get there, but it took some, it took a little while, but it happened eventually.
Well, listen, like I said before, it's got to be definitely a good source of pride that he trusts you to be in 3 of his bands. You know what I mean? Like somebody who's obviously so iconic in the music industry, or especially in this genre. I mean, that's got to feel good personally to you.
Oh yeah, it's he's like my brother, man.
Nice.
Well, I definitely want to say, I believe, congratulations on the season of Mist.
Oh yeah.
So, you guys are signed to Season of Mist, I believe it is.
That's what I heard. Yeah, appreciate it. Yeah, thanks.
That's what I heard. Hopefully it is. Yes, thanks.
It's like, hey, you're signed. We're gonna put it out. Everything's on hold now. We'll get back to you. Now I think it's like I can't remember the date they said. Did they say September? You said?
I think so. I think it was. I thought I read September, but
yeah.
Who knows?
So,
how,
Yeah. Hopefully it don't get pushed back anymore, man, because people need to hear it.
Yeah, man.
The world needs to hear it. God damn it.
I wish it would hurry up and come out, because everybody's gonna be like, "Wow, we waited all this time for this shit, dude."
So this is what you gave me.
Right. All I got was this T-shirt. No, it's pretty good. It just, it just took for whatever circumstances. It just didn't. This album's cursed, man. That's what I keep saying.
like I said before, I mean, when in all interviews, and Phil's like, I might not. He talked about it. It was so fucking intriguing. I might not release it. I'm like, what? What do you mean I can release it? And then it's
on the Superjoint tour, on the Illegals tour, after the gigs, he'd put it on for anybody on the bus, and there'd be groups of people back there just listening to the album, and everybody loves it, man. So it's just like, it's inevitable that it's got to come out, man. People.
I think the first time I heard him say it was, and this is probably maybe 2010, 2011, I went to see Downplay, and then they're interviewing him, and he's talking about it. I'm like, I might not record it. I might not fucking, these are songs from back in the day, and so happy when you guys fucking recorded it, and watching your clips. I'm like, this is fucking awesome. And now this COVID.
Well, from that story I told you earlier, where I went in and just laid those 2 tracks down, up to that point, I was pretty closed as far as what I would share with him, man. I was, I'm not going to say intimidated or anything, but just, not sure how he's going to react to this side of me or whatever, you know what I mean? And it just, I don't know why, but I just kind of let it leak out and let him, for whatever reason, I just broke the ice on it. And I think it just caused an avalanche, because he did go in and reach back into his past and pull these personal songs out, and recreated them. And I guess that's the whatever you want to call it, the hold up on whether you want to release it or not, because it was so personal, and these older tunes and stuff. But I'm glad he did, and I'm glad I did, and I'm glad we broke the ice on that, man, because it's turned into a fascinating band, and everybody in this band is now is like super intelligent, man. We have two dudes that, you know, Steve Bernal on cello. He's so versed in music, man. You know, they can call out when I'm playing and I don't even know what the fuck I'm doing. You know what I mean? Him and our keyboard instrumentalist guy, you know, my keyboard player is like, man, you're playing in Hungarian minor right now. It's like, nobody plays in Hungarian minor. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about, dude? Just, and then, you know, the cello player is like, you're playing in fucking 9/7 time right now. It's like, nobody does that shit. And I'm just like, well, I'm glad you could call it out because I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, but there it is. You know.
That's kind of
it's cool to have a couple guys that are knowledgeable like that because, you know, whatever the riff was, Blue was struggling with coming up with my meter, and they were able to count him out and tell him exactly where to fall, you know, and then everything just fell into place after that. You know? So yeah, it's cool to have a couple really smart cats on board.
It's got to be pretty fulfilling to you know, be in these three projects that are very like inherently different, right? I mean, it's tough to do something like that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you know, you kind of fall into a hole of like, oh, this is what we play and this is what I mean, you have three projects that are very fucking different.
Yeah. And I mean, like you said, I have to change hats and change thinking and put things in little categories and stuff on my riffs and stuff. And that's real lucky to be in these bands because, I guess not so much Superjoint, but the Illegals and we can be as experimental as we want to be, you know, as we can be. And, you know, I try to make up fucking just horrible sounding sounds, you know, sometimes. And we play just, you know, if we want something just retarded sounding, we'll just, you know, we'll just call out, just play a bad harmony there. It just doesn't even have to even be a harmony. Just pick a note somewhere, and it's just tension that works off of each other, you know. And
yeah,
love it.
We come up with riffs like that a lot. That's killed a lot of tension and shit going on. In Minor's another band where I'm free to just be as creative as I want to be. You know, I could throw anything, any idea, and it's. You know, for the most part, he likes most of them, and you know, he puts some really deep shit over it, man.
Shooting that video,
I think Minor is gonna blow people away. I really do. It is so fucking different and so, you know, it's like passionate. I really think you guys are gonna, you know, when it comes out, God willing, that it's gonna blow people away.
Well, we have plenty of material. Like the shows you've seen, we played. I guess the last show we might have done like 20 songs. So half of them, most of the new on the new record. You know, a lot of songs that we played. You know, we only played 3 shows, so we didn't like execute them as great as we could. But you know, we just kind of got thrown in a situation where, hey, they want you to play Psycho Fest, and you know, that was our first gig, and we're like, wow. So we did a little practice show just to do that. So that was our first 2 shows. And then we just did one at the end of the year, a few days before Christmas on the 20th of December. And we did about 22 songs or something like that. And that's a lot of new material on there. So if you go back and see it, check it out, you'll hear some new tunes that'll be on the second record.
Nice.
I'm curious about the video that was shot. Is that Phil's barn?
Which one?
Was it the video on the floor that they shot? I know Revolver put it out. It was like Revolver Presents.
Was that where we were all just hanging out in the living room, or was it like a practice room?
It was either a practice room or it looked like a living room.
You know what? I don't even know if did I see the video? Mm-hmm. I'm not even sure.
I saw you on it though. I know you're there.
That might have been the Revolver thing where we were all in the living room at Phil's house in his living room. Yeah.
Okay. How was that? Like, it looks like a chill vibe. He's there just sitting there with a cigarette, you know?
Yeah, that was a chill vibe, but that sounded like crap, man. That was, I didn't really like the the sound on that. You know,
Gotcha.
that wasn't like a fair representation of what we do, really.
Okay.
But it was cool to see us there hanging out and you know get the message out. You know, and
it shows what this band, this album, the vibe, the feel, what it all is. It's showing that, you know, it's raw, it's uncut, it's in your face, it's laid back, it's, you know,
Depression core.
You know, it's a very uplifting feel. Depression core.
Well, excuse me, Corona. Even though it's depressing, man, there's like a healing quality to that. You know what I mean? That's going to make you reflect on some things and make you, you know, sometimes you got to go through some pain to get to, you know, the good stuff. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
I agree with what you say. Like when you hear it, there's definitely like healing or cathartic quality of it. Of like, this is part of the process to go through. To
right, I call it music to mourn to, man.
Fuck
you know,
hell yeah.
And you know, I'm all into melancholia and things that you know are sad. I love sad music, man. I try to write the saddest song I could write, and that's. Word and minor, that's what I do. I try to write the saddest song I can come up with.
Well, I can tell you what, you're making two Jersey guys happy with the saddest songs that you've ever written.
Sad songs.
Yeah. It's awesome to see all the girls cry in the crowd, man. It's awesome.
And Rocky.
When me and Archie play, people are crying for a fucking different reason.
Get off the stage.
Speaking of that, I'm gonna tell you one that really you're not gonna hear it. I don't know when you'll hear it, but there's a song Kevin Bond wrote, and we call it the Dad song. And that song had me fucked up for about a month, man. I would every time it would come on, I would just tears would just flow from my face, man. And there's just one particular line in that song that would grab me, and it was gut wrenching, man. It's gut wrenching.
Yeah.
And it had me in a bad place for a solid week at least.
Jesus.
Listen, good music makes you feel, right? I mean, it's all about feeling.
Well, I want to end off on a positive note. I want to hear the most stupidest, funniest fucking little shit story that you got from the road. I want to hear something that like, what the fuck just happened right here? The years of you being on the road.
Okay, this is the greatest one of all time.
I knew there was one.
Maybe not. We can laugh at it now, but so on the Slayer tour, I brought my drone out and the GoPro steady stick and all that stuff. So we were getting like footage of all the meet and greets and all the stadiums we were playing, the arenas, and we were flying the drones over the arenas every day and buzzing the buses and getting all this cool footage and stuff.
Okay.
And just getting chased down by security every day and just getting totally rogue about it. So one day we're out there flying the drone and this guy pulls up in a Hummer, all, you know, camoed out Humvee and everything. And we're like, cool. He's like, what are you guys doing? Yeah, we're flying a drone. We're getting footage. And we call the drone back and we're talking. And he was like, man, let's give us a ride. The bus is over there. We got to do meet and greet in like 15 minutes. We got to go back. Why don't you give us a ride in the Humvee and we'll get some video footage riding, you know? It's like, cool. So we all pile in the Humvee. I jump into bed and Mikey jumps in the front seat and Blue and Derek are in the two back seats. And so everything's cool. I'm filming. We're having a good time. And he starts driving to the back of the arena. And for some reason, the dude takes a hard right and he starts showboating his Hummer a little bit. And he gives it a little gas and starts juicing it. And we go over this parking curve, this median. And I'm back and I'm bouncing around. We're all giggling and laughing. Yeah, woohoo, whatever. He takes a sharp left turn. And I have this shit on video. I'm filming in the fucking front. Mike gets ejected from the Humvee. Oh, shit. dude, where's Mike? He's fucking gone, dude. Everybody's looking. He stopped the Humvee. We look. He's fucking rolled in the parking lot, dude. His arm. He's just fucking. He's road rash like a motherfucker, dude. And we have to go. We have to run inside and go. Hey, I just fell out of a moving car, man. Like a fucking meet and greet. You know, he's all bloody. His legs are all fucked up. And we're like, dude, are you going to be able to play the show tonight, dude? He fucking manned up and played the rest of the tour. Just complete road rash.
Oh, my God.
Nuts. We could have lost our guitar player that day, man. That was one. Not a real fun story, but it's one of the craziest stories, dude.
Jesus.
So tell everybody where they can find you on social media, what you got going on.
Just Facebook, man.
He's like, you want to what? Fucking leave me alone. Don't find me. Why don't you stay the fuck away? Do me a favor.
Yeah, man. Just go to the illegals page or the minor page, man. You can find us all over there, man. We hanging out all day long.
Well, we can't wait till this M Minor album's out, bro. And I know you can't, so we'll stop saying that.
Yeah, we've been kicking that can for a little while, man. It's time to put it out.
We're gonna check back in with you when that album comes out, but
Awesome.
I want to thank you.
Hold on, Rock. Steve, hopefully when you guys are touring and you make it to New York, we'll come meet you and maybe we'll do something backstage or some shit like that.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it again, man. This is fun.
Yeah, dude. You're a good guy, brother.
You're a gentleman. I want to thank you for spending some time with us. I hope you stay well, and hopefully all this shit's over fucking soon. But you're one of the musicians that we love to watch, and totally appreciate your time, brother.
Man, I appreciate you guys. Thanks for having me on, and right back at y'all. Stay safe, man. All your families. Hope everybody's okay. Everybody listening. Hope everybody's safe out there and doing well, man. And hopefully sit tight, and we'll see y'all soon, man.
Awesome.
The great Steven Taylor, my man. Thanks, brother.
Thank y'all, man. Appreciate it.
Steven Taylor, awesome dude. Since this interview happened a while back, N Minor did drop their album When the Cold Truth Has Worn Its Miserable Welcome Out. It is so dope. Stream it everywhere. Buy the fucking album. Support the band. With that being said, Rock, tell me what's up, brah?
No matter if it's Trump or Biden, there's no running or hiding. And you'll be slipping and sliding if you ain't subscribing to Not These Two Fucking Guys podcast.
We out.